Good morning. It is the morning of my first race of 2023. And so it is about 7:30, about 2 hours before the race, and it's not too far away, so I don't have to leave too early or anything. I'm just having my breakfast. So I've got some huel. I would normally have like a kind of nice breakfast on a weekend, but with it being a race, I don't really want to change what I normally have before I run. So I'm sticking with huel this morning in the hope so that'll get me through, and it's not too far of a run, so a nice one serving should do me this morning. I've got into my race stuff already, so I'm trying to make that nice and warm with a jumper over the top, and then once I get down there I won't have my jumper on anymore because I think it's going to get quite hot during the race. Not like hot as in temperature, just like hot as in me. So I'm gonna not have too many layers on because I don't really want to be faffing with items of clothing. So I will see you when I'm finished with my huel. Right, race number picked up. I've got about 10 minutes until the start. It's just down there, so just kind of semi-warming up, just getting used to being outside. Kind of forgot to pick up my gloves, but that's all right. We are number 1 today, so it's just alphabetical, so definitely no first place for me. Yeah, let's see what we can do. I think in probably about 40 minutes, so it'll be done by 10:10.
One.
Race finished. Probably went a little bit harder than I thought it was going to, but finished in 35 and 33. I think I was 4th female. I definitely counted on the turnaround on the way back which number I was. I was 3rd at that point, and then the next marshal point I got overtaken, and then just kind of let it go. I was like, I don't need to hold this pace if I'm not going to be 3rd, and then I think no one else overtook me, so I should be 4th, but we'll see. Okay, definitely a nice flat course, so if you're in Exmouth and want something to do in February, this one is one. You'll get a fast time, and also there's quite a lot of club runners around, so it is quite a fast race. We're back from the race. It is actually a couple of days later, and I thought I'd just go through the race because I didn't get too much footage of it because I don't know, I just don't really think about clicking go on the camera whilst I'm running, but I should probably change that so we can get more lovely races from down here in the Devon area. I'm not even sure if I told you how far the race was. So it was a 5-mile race, so for me in kilometres that is 8 kilometres, and it was effectively just an out and back along Exmouth Seafront twice. So you went out, back, so there were like a few different turn points, and then on the last one you just ran through the finish line. It was a small race, I would say. There was like 88 people there. I think there was probably like 100 just over like signed up, but then obviously when people don't show up. So out of those 88, I was 32nd, I was 30th at the halfway point, and then 2 people overtook me on that second half, on that second out and back, which is fine, you know. Of those kind of 88 people, there wasn't that many females, I would say, so I kind of got lucky. I was 4th female and the 1st senior female, because all those in the 3 that placed before me were all kind of age group category runners, which meant I was the youngest there. And in order to get 4th place, I ran 35:28, so pretty speedy. It was just under 4:30 minutes per kilometre pace, which I was kind of aiming for. That's what I aimed for on the run before. So on the Saturday morning, I went out for parkrun, did my normal 5k, and I was trying to get all of them about 4:30 pace, because I thought this should be comfortable to do for another 3 kilometres. And it looks like I was about right. I actually think I could have gone a bit quicker, so that'll be, you know, the next aim in order to push myself that little bit harder on the next one. So if we dive into the overall running stats, each kilometre was obviously a different pace because I'm not perfect in any way. The first kilometre, when I looked at it, I was like, oh no, like how am I running that fast? So it came out as like 4:06 minutes per kilometre. I'll try where possible to pop these down in miles down below. And as when that came up on my watch, I was like, there's no way I can hold this. So I think I kind of consciously was like, right, let's slow down the pace a little bit. And then kilometre number 2 was 4:16, so I dropped it by about 10 seconds per kilometre, and then was able to also hold that same pace for the 3rd kilometre, which also clocked in at 4:16 pace. 4th kilometre, so this is the first, just finishing the first loop, so then you've got to do a little turn back, was a little bit slower, so 4:22 per kilometre. I think this is kind of where I consciously made an effort to, like, I need to sustain this, and I'm just gonna try to do what I can. I had seen that I had been dropping, and I thought, right, if I've got something in me, I'll go a little bit faster, and if I don't, I will just kind of keep trying to keep it nice and calm and contained. And then kilometre 5, it was 4:32, so another 10-second drop in terms of timings. When you get to the turn point, you can kind of count who's in front of you, because you can always see them. So I thought, right, when we get to this turn point, I'm going to count how many females there are. So that was going to be about 7 kilometres that we got to that point, and then I was going to work out what I needed to do. So I ran down towards that turn point. So kilometre 6 was 4:27, so as you can tell, a little bit quicker, not too much quicker, so just trying to hold on and stay kind of where I am in terms of place. And then kilometre 7, 4:25, so again, a little bit quicker, but not too much, just still holding it and seeing what I can do. And at that turn point, I found that I was 3rd female, but also there were 2 females like literally just like on my shoulder. If I turned around, they were right there. So I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to keep this up until the other side of the beach. So that's what I did. I got there, I tried to hold it, and then one of the marshals at one point was like, oh, well done girls. And I was like, oh no, that means there's still someone behind me and they're still running. And that is basically the moment that they took to be like, right, I'm gonna overtake, and they did. And that kind of overtaking, like, I realised that, oh, I was going to be 4th now. And so I kind of gave up a little bit. I was like, ugh. I kind of had to really pep myself up to be like, right, let's run, let's finish this. And I'm going to be honest, I just stopped running. I took a little walk, and I was like, right, let's walk. It's not going to make much difference to placing, but I will feel better because I won't be like hammering down to the other side of the seafront trying to get 3rd place, because I didn't really think I had it in me to chase her down and get into placings. So I just gave up a little bit, and I think that's probably something that I can definitely work on for next time. And then that last kilometre came in at 4:41, so as you know, that is the slowest kilometre of the whole race, which is kind of understandable because it's the last kilometre of the race. So if you've got nothing left, you've got nothing left. But I know it was definitely because I was walking. If you have a look at a little pace graph, there are a good few little dips where I took a little walking near the end, and that is simply because I didn't think I could finish in a good spot. And I know fourth is still really good, but I don't know why. I just kind of felt like, oh, it wouldn't make a difference if I put lots of effort in now. So I kind of just conserved it. And I do that quite a lot, actually. I do it at parkrun as well. I just kind of think, oh, let's just kind of reset myself. But I think I definitely could have gone harder, and I will take that away for the next race that I do. Right, so overall my experience of the race was actually really good. It was literally, you just got there, got your number and you raced. There's no fancy medals, there was little trophies for the people that were on the podium. And yeah, it was just lovely. There was quite a lot of people from my club there. So many yellow jackets and tops just running along the seafront along with everyone else. And it was just nice to have a little 5-mile tiny race. Didn't cost too much either, which was fab. And actually there's like a nice little kind of printout that you can get of your stats at the end. It even shows you kind of like finish positions. So it like shows you on the line, and it shows you kind of like how many people there were around you and things like that, which I think is quite cool. In my next race, I'm definitely gonna kind of believe in myself a little bit more and maybe even set a pace goal. I didn't have one this time. I was just thinking, right, well, let's see. To be honest, I was like, oh, 40 minutes. That would be great. So that would have been 5 minutes per kilometre pace. I thought, yeah, that would be fab if I could do that. And then, yeah, I got to it and I chopped 5 minutes off of that without too much worry. So I can definitely try and be a little bit harsh with myself in terms of my own capabilities and just pushing myself that little bit further. Have you guys got any races coming up? Pop them down below. Also, have you raced a 5-mile race? I feel like for me it seems like quite a weird distance, you know. I'm so used to like 5k, 10k, half marathon. Like doing that kind of 5-mile range. There's quite a lot of 10 miles out there, isn't there? So I guess it's kind of similar. Feels quite old school to me though, but yeah. See you next time.